Hello and welcome. In this lecture, we will discuss about introduction of a Spring Boot. If you are not interested in knowing why we use a Spring Boot, when there is already an existing robust system of a Spring framework, you can skip to next lecture about requirements and prerequisites of a Spring Boot application. Spring Boot is an easy, robust, and faster way to create a production-ready application. If you are already a Spring developer, you must be knowing the pain of creating an application from scratch. This pain is more to do with enormous amount of configurations that we do to even bootstrap an initial project. Much of those configurations are regarded the version of libraries, of jars, or creating Spring Beans using XML Bean approach. Spring Boot is an opinionated approach of a Spring Boot library and third-party applications with a motive of starting an application without much configuration. So Spring Boot provides the magic which do the required heavy lifting of configurations automatically and yet allowing you to have control if you want to modify any of such configurations. So let us see what are the primary goals of Spring Boot. As we already have said that the heroic framework takes care of the configuration and even dependencies to a larger extent, you can relax and focus on business logic. This will make your application faster to start and you can concentrate on whatever you wish to code rather than putting your much of the time in configurations. How does Spring do all of such configurations? So it has an out-of-box opinions to provide defaults for Spring and third-party configurations. So providing a range of, and it also provides you a range of non-functional features like health checks, metrics, embedded servers, and security. The time we add dependencies in a Spring Boot, it automatically configures few beans and adds such configurations. For example, if we say that we are using a web application, Spring Boot adds an embedded server like Tomcat and starts it at port 8080, which is a default for Tomcat. It starts our application in 8080 port. Yet, it does not force us to use Tomcat or any of such server for that such matter, and even if you use you can easily modify such defaults. For example, if you want to use any of the other port rather than 8080, you can do that too. We will see all this as we go forward with our course. Spring Boot is basically created to keep you away from XML. So though it doesn't say that you have to be away from XML, if you like XML based approach, you can still do that. But basically Spring Boot encourages you to move forward towards annotation based approach.